Hello, my sisters. So I wanted to come to you on the eve of Yule to wish you a Merry Yule. Of course, this is the winter solstice, and if this is one of your first years celebrating the high holidays, what a treat, you're really in for with Yule because Yule brings rest. Yule brings the turn of season from fall to winter. Even though has felt wintry here in Southern California for a few weeks by our standards, of course. It's all relative, isn't it, when we talk about weather? But so it feels like Yule here already, wherever you are. It might already be snowing, and so everything in nature is showing us that now we are to turn within. And so one of the things I really want you to think about is coming up with a definition of rest for yourself and self-care, because you know what's really funny, especially for people who are very intelligent, very empathic, it is very hard for us to relax. Have you noticed that about yourself? I find that people who are not empathic have a very easy time relaxing. And so you'll say, "How was your weekend?" And they'll say, "Oh, it was so great. I didn't stress about anything. I rested. I slept well." Whereas we empaths are like, "Relax. I'm picking up everybody else's feelings. I'm worried about the entire universe's problems." Rest. But we have to learn how to do that. And so it becomes this really interesting question, which is why I'm shooting this video for you. It becomes this really interesting question about how do you remain empathic and really hone and enjoy the experience of being psychic and attuned and aware and awake and alive. Like, how do you do all of that? Like, pulling up the sage smoke. And yet still relax and unplug and be able to shut the outside world out just a little bit, especially now in this season when we know if we don't rest and take good care of ourselves that we're not going to have the energy and the stamina in the spring to make good on a lot of the promises in the year ahead. So a couple things I want to advise. One is, we've talked about different sort of protective mechanisms, and an old favorite, actually, meditation from eons ago and now in Sabbatical, we used to have this meditation called the box meditation. And what you can do is you can envision a beautiful box, almost like the wood ones, the carved ones that I have here at Sage Goddess, but any kind of box with a top. Close your eyes, open a circle, envision the box, open the lid, and into the box goes any problem, any situation, any relationship that you want to surrender. And as you put those things into that sacred box, just saying, I'm placing this challenge in my relationship, it's almost like the God box. Have you heard about that concept where it's like giving the things to God that are too heavy or too hard for you to carry? That's pretty much what this is. And so placing all those things in there that you either need to stop focusing on for right now or that you want to surrender to a higher power, and then when you close the lid, you can say something simple like, I have entrusted these people, relationships, challenges to you, God, or to you, my guides, or to you, Source, and I ask that you resolve these issues and challenges in alignment with our highest collective good in perfect time, and I surrender the outcome. Amen, aho, so it is. And that's a huge act of letting go of a lot of things that maybe you can't change, or you don't want to change, or you don't know how to change because it's just too overwhelming. So that's one exercise that can really help you lean into the season of rest. A gemstone tool that I love working with, these are almandine garnets. I got big balls, ladies. You don't have to work with pieces this big, but I do like to work with almandine garnet in pairs and just sit and hold them in meditation. Almandine garnet is one of the most powerful healers for the root chakra that there is. I mean, truly, if you were to say to me, look, I really want to heal my root chakra and I just want one tool to do it, I would without hesitation say almandine garnet. So try working with a pair of them and see how that makes you feel. For me, it's sort of like it grounds me without bottoming me out. Hematite bottoms me out, black tourmaline bottoms me out. And by bottoms me out, I mean I work with it and I feel heavier afterward, and I really don't want to feel that way, but my upper chakras are so wide open and spinning all the time that I do need to tether myself to the ground a little bit, but I don't want to just, bottom out, like I said. So almandine garnet is this really nice balance between still grounding me and making me feel connected and plugged in and held at the root without making me feel like the upper chakras are slammed shut. which can be a little disconcerting to somebody who's empathic. And then the last thing you want to do is really think about Yule, your Yuletime ritual. I know a lot of you have the Yule ritual set. I'm just going to light my candle now. And, candles at Yule are very important because Yule is the longest night of the year. And one of the reasons that we light candles at Yule is to remind ourselves that, and I'm saying this in an upcoming public video too, there's a light that never goes out. And so even on the darkest night of the year, we as magical practitioners know that really the beauty and the meaning and the power of Yule is to remember that there are lights that cannot be extinguished. And during the winter months when it's dark outside, that light is living in you. You are that light that never goes out right now. And then when the sun returns and we come into spring and summer, then that light becomes externalized and mirrored to you in nature. But for a while here in the winter, in the darkness, we have to hold that space and anchor and create that space ourselves. Now, I love doing that. I love thinking about what the darkness can teach me, what I can learn by going within and reflecting on the year, reflecting on, the past month. So I love these opportunities to go within and venture within. If you've had a challenging year, if a lot of things have happened that have not been resolved, you might find the next couple of weeks very, very difficult. And people who struggle with Yule, usually it's because there's stuff from the past, from the year, and when it was going on, they were kind of stuffing it. And then when they have time to rest and relax, instead of resting and relaxing, they end up sort of like working through issues that should have been worked through earlier. Does that make sense? So if you have a lot of unresolved stuff, just know it's going to come up for you at Yule for processing and for healing. That's just going to happen. It's part of the work of the season. And when it does, that is your opportunity. That is a gift to you from the universe to make sure that you are handling the business of the year in the year, not carrying that stuff forward and then creating karmic debt and baggage for yourself, a shitty pickle that you're going to have to get yourself out of later. Does that make sense? So I want you to take a moment now with me as I have my candle lit and just close your eyes. And guides, I want to call you in, all the guides of all the women in this incredible group. I love you all so much. Thank you all for being with me for another year of this fun and this adventure. Hopefully you're planning to stay for the next year of fun and adventures. Our new programs will kick off on February 1st. And so I have a lot to tell you about before then. We're going to do one more month of our traditional sabbatical program, and your calendar is coming shortly. And we're going to do Elder Council early in January, which I'm really excited about. So for now, just take a moment, take a nice deep breath, call your energy into present time, bring your awareness to the room that you're in, to your fingers, to your toes, turn your head from side to side. Like really be aware. What's the temperature like? How's your body feeling? Are you comfortable? Or is there pain in any place? What is the message of the pain? If there's pain in your back, pain in your shoulders, pain in your legs, what's that trying to tell you? When you bring your awareness to your body, you're automatically in present time, because you can't be thinking about your body right now and also be worrying about the future. So if you're ever like having a panic attack and you just need to get back, and stop freaking out, notice your fingers, notice your toes, feel your heartbeat, turn your head from side to side. These are all like anchoring exercises to keep you present in the moment. It's really helpful, especially for people with anxiety. And then close your eyes. There's this really cool light orb over here. Do you see it? It's like a rainbow orb of light as the sun sets here in LA. Close your eyes. And guides, we ask you to come closer. Guides of the women in this group, the guides of the group itself. And show us, guides, show us the things, the issues, the places, the people that we need to surrender now so that we can do the work of the weeks ahead, to rest, to relax. Guides on our behalf, and if each sister accepts this request, please reduce the size of any energetic cords or attachments that are draining energy from us right now. We don't have to cut the cords, but we can certainly limit their size and the size of the connection that they have to us. So just narrowing, and you can visualize it too, narrowing any cords to anyone, any place, anything that is draining our energy at this time. And guides, please expand the cords between us and people and places that are feeding and nourishing us. So expand those cords to those good relationships that are really a source of love and joy and comfort. Help us with the gift of discernment, guides, as we yield to the season of rest, and help us to see our lives through that lens. Where do we need to place more of our energy? Where do we need to release some of our energy in order to be good stewards of our health and our well-being? Help us to call our energy back from wherever it might be right now, with family, with friends, with travel and holiday preparations. Help us to call all of our energy back into present time, back into our bodies, back into our own energy fields. And in this way, guides, we ask that you replenish and restore us, calling us back, calling our energy back. And you can do this bit by bit, girls. You can imagine calling back in any energy for your head and your neck and your shoulders, like calling all the energy in, intellectual energy, just physical energy, and then calling energy back into your arms, feeling your arms and just noticing and sending health and well-being to the, love and light to your hands and arms, calling energy back into your chest and your torso, your digestive system, just sending healing and love and light, calling all the energy back in for your legs and your feet, just sending love to those tired muscles and carrying you around all the time. And you can just imagine just a little cocoon around you. This is a very generous, gentle exercise that you're doing with me right now, which is really, in a way, mothering yourself a little bit. It's tending to you. It's calling all of your energy in and placing you inside a little warm cocoon of love and light. And then just give yourself this few minutes right now to bathe in this, to soak in this. What does it feel like to be completely surrounded and enclosed by your own energy? And guides, as we do this, as we call all of our energy back into ourselves, please send back to its source any energies that we are holding on to that do not belong to us and are not in service of our highest good. Guides, we ask you just to return all that energy to its source in the exact form in which it came to us, so that there's complete integrity. We're not changing that energy. We're just sending it back to its source. Anything not serving us, anything that doesn't belong to us, any projections that people have created and placed upon us, just with love and light, just saying no thank you, and returning all that energy back where it came from. And then what I want you to do for the last part of this meditation is I want you to think about 3 people in your life. 3 people in your life who really need more of you right now. More of your time, more of your attention, more of your energy. Who needs and deserves more of you right now? And then I'm going to teach you. It's a very interesting exercise that one of my teachers shared with me. So, did you know that you can make a holographic copy of your frequency, of your energy? It's fascinating. So, almost like a copy of you, not a clone, but like a copy of your energy pattern, your specific frequency, which is different from every other frequency. And so you can create, that's holograph is the only word I can use to describe what that looks like. So it's like a separate you. And it has its own energy field, but it mimics your exact frequency and vibration. So I want you to imagine creating almost like a you next to you. I'm going to do it right over here. So I'm going to imagine creating a holographic image of my energy, its own energy field, but same frequency and vibration as mine. And you can, but only you can do this. Nobody can do this on your behalf. This is a very specific and personal exercise. You can send a holographic copy of your vibration to those people who need you. So they're not draining from you personally, but they still get to enjoy your energy, especially if they need more from you. So for example, I've done this a little bit with my mom, who has needed me a lot, but I haven't been able to be there quite as much as I would like to be all the time. And so I have sent her a holographic image of my frequency so that she has me there with her to experience my energy, even though I'm not physically present with her. By the way, this is how your ancestors and loved ones who have crossed, this is how they work with you. There is still a holographic image of their energy, their imprint, and you interact with it all the time, whether you're conscious of that or not. So this is sort of like that, but it's a conscious choice that you're making. And so if it feels good to you, pop up one of these holographs, send it, and the only caveat is you have to say to your guides, please do not allow this holographic representation of my vibration to drain from my actual energy field. This is a separate source of energy, not to be confused with your energy field. And once you sort of give that guidance to your guides, they can send that holographic image on your behalf, but not have it drain from you. Hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of a cool technique, but that's quantum mechanics. This is, you can create a virtual version, separate it from you, and the two frequencies can exist. You can have this frequency here and your frequency somewhere else at the same time. That's quantum mechanics. So it's a form of quantum entanglement, but it's your own energy field. Isn't that cool? So you can be all places at all times. I actually really think that what I just taught you, is a lot of how I'm able to do what I do and have such stamina. Because I never lose my energy. I mean, I can go and go and go and go and nonstop. I get tired sometimes, but I'm capable of a lot more than most people are. I think part of it is I've learned how to manage my energy field. I've learned how to not let people drain from it because people don't have ready access to my energy. I just don't allow it. So, and then the other thing is I've learned how to make these holographic sort of replicas of my frequency and share it with people without having it drain from my own energy field. It's kind of a cool priestessing trick. But all of this in service of letting you rest. So there's more of you in the world. You're able to maintain your frequency, share it with people without being drained. And then for you personally, in your own individual energetic field, calling all that energy back in to replenish you and nourish you. And you can even take, if you're a visual person like me, I take it right down to the cellular level. Like I will look at my arm if I'm having, because I have like early arthritis, if I'm having any kind of pain in my arm at all, I will imagine like looking through my skin down at the cellular level and sending that white light or green light of healing down into the cells and visualizing all of my cells being whole and well. It's a beautiful meditation. And actually, if you do this for your whole body or any place where you're having trouble, I mean, this will take you into almost a trance-like state, sometimes for hours. Just visualizing on the micro level each of your cells and having them regenerate. And you can do that. I have a friend who swears by this for anti-aging. Like she will send rejuvenation to the cells in her skin and imagine them just perfectly, like almost like young skin, sending them back to their original state. It's fascinating. I mean, if you really start playing with this, there's almost no end to what's possible when you start thinking about energy on these different levels and sending integrity of energy, returning the cells to their youthful and healthy form. Imagine people who have cellular degeneration issues with, even people with cancer with cellular overgrowth. You can imagine slowing the growth of those cells, slowing the replication of those cells, turning unwell cells to healthy cells and visualizing all of that. Isn't that cool? Use this season of rest to start playing with some of these things, because what I'm talking to you about right now is some of the bigger magic, but I also believe it's some of the most accessible. It's just we don't stop and think about what we can do energetically that way, how powerful our thoughts are and our ability to visualize. It's quite extraordinary. But quantum physics and quantum mechanics and these notions of entanglement and the energetic field and the tube torus and how energy, how vibrations and sequences shift and resonate is the work of 2017 in Sage Goddess program. So we're going to be diving deeply into all of this next year. But these are just like quick fun exercises that play on some of those basic concepts that I thought you'd find interesting. The season of rest. How will you rest? And like I said, for those of us who are empaths, so much of the secret is not taking on everybody else's stuff. And, and truth be told, a lot of times empaths, this is not me, but a lot of times empaths derive some of their self-esteem from being able to help people and heal people, and so it's like there's a little bit of a buzz off of the ability to identify a challenge that someone's experiencing and to offer them a solution for that too. But and all of that work is fine and beautiful, but first and foremost, you have to take good care of yourself. And this is the season when we replenish and restore and renew, and then we have more to give others in the spring when the growth season begins again. So I love you, my sisters. I'm so grateful for you and so glad to be entering another beautiful holiday season with you. It was funny, we were talking about gifts in my family this weekend, and I said, I just the gifts for me are time, connection, conversation. I'm not in a place in my life where I think about gifts as things I can wrap and put under a tree. Certainly for kids, but for me, it's more about I wish I had more time. I wish I had more conversation. I wish I had more, hugs and cuddles. So you probably feel much the same way. Although I knew crystal's always fun. You know, there's a reason we work with the things. So my sisters, enjoy your holiday season. Enjoy your Yule. Take a moment, light a candle. Yule's the longest night of the year. And the best ritual is to bring light to that darkness. And remember, there's a light that never goes out, and that light lives in you. I see that light in you, and I honor it every day. Thank you for being with me. Blessed Yule. Blessed, blessed, blessed Yule. I'll see you very soon.